Hi, I'm TechO from TechO.com. I wanted to talk today about the difference between leadership and management and the fact that you actually need both in your business. But the questions that are pertinent, I think, are what is the difference between leadership? When are you being a leader? And management? When are you being a manager? And what tasks are best suited for each of those roles? Another question is, how do you change yourself and your managers into becoming better leaders when required? Now, the Harvard Business School change management guru, Professor John Kotter, believes that there are three distinct elements. The first one is that leaders establish direction rather than entertain planning and budgeting. That's what managers do. Number two, leaders align people rather than organize people and create staffing and recruitment. Number three, leaders are motivating and inspiring versus managers who are generally controlling and they're problem solving. In effect, what he's saying is that management creates an atmosphere that you feel that there is a certain sense of order in the business, there is a certain sense of predictability in processes and procedures, and that you are able to meet short-term targets because the managers create and manage the resources in order to do so. Leadership, on the other hand, creates change, sometimes very dramatic change that shakes up the business, and they're able to create a vision and then achieve that long-term vision through this change management atmosphere. Clearly, you can see your business needs both. You can't just have people short on detail, creating, motivating visions without being able to organize and resource the implementation of it. But I have to say, from my experience, organizations and businesses are usually quite high on management capability, but often very low on leadership ability. Now, I found that one way to inspire leadership performance is to create vision-led planning in all your processes. What's vision-led planning? Well, it's all kinds of planning. It's strategic planning, business planning, planning to open a store, planning a new process, planning a new product, planning to hire someone. In all this planning, I believe that you should try and have it vision-led. Like, what is the vision for what it is you're trying to do? What is the vision for your business? What is the vision for that role you're trying to recruit somebody to fill? And the aspects of vision-led planning create the ability to perform as a leader in certain instances rather than as a manager, because it builds on all levels. In this planning, you have to engage all levels, not just the managers, not just the bosses. You have to get all levels contributing and engaging into the planning. Perhaps not necessarily the planning process if that's not appropriate, but definitely engaged in the throughput of what you're trying to do. The first step you do is you create an inspiring vision. If it's your strategic or business plan, you need to create a vision of what it is that your business is trying to get to. If it's a more mundane task like opening a new store or creating a new product line, you need to set out the vision of what that product line stands for and looks like. You need to create a vision for that store opening as to what that store will look like to the public. You then need to quantify this vision, because it's not good enough having a set of words to inspire people. You need to show people what this inspirational future looks like when they actually attain it. The way I do it is to borrow from the balanced scorecard approach. Another Harvard Business School a pair called Kaplan and Norton created the balanced scorecard as a performance measurement tool that measures your organization in a balance by looking at different perspectives. If you use that to quantify your vision by saying, when we have attained our vision, what will the business look like from the perspective of the customer, from the perspective of our finances, from the perspective of our shareholders, from the perspective of our team's leadership and development? You can ask those same questions for something as mundane as opening a store. When we've attained the vision that we've set up of opening that store, what that store stands for, what will customers say about that store? How will our shareholders feel about how we've opened that store? How will the staff in that store feel about working in it? What will the finances of that store look like to us? And that establishes some quantified perspectives for your vision of whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, you can then redirect that balanced scorecard into a set of strategies to create this vision. In following this process, you're allowing your managers and other people to be inspired, and not just be inspired by what you're trying to do, but to inspire to lead that process. Now, above all, you have to realize that you need both, and people do need to display both sets of attributes, leadership and management. So the key is to identify for them when leadership is needed, to lead, to establish a direction, to align the people who are working with them in that one direction, and to motivate them to go along that direction. And when they need to be managers, when they need to plan things in detail and budget for it, when they need to organize their people to do certain tasks, and when they need to control issues and look for problems and solve them. If you can achieve that balance in your business, you're well on your way to creating a first-class business. Come on over to the website techo.com and have a look at our other white papers about vision-led planning, and our other tools and resources and templates about how you can create leadership within your business. And while you're there, subscribe to our newsletter and you can get these tips and tools and resources delivered directly to your inbox to read at your leisure.